So, today we will discuss the line integral in the complex plane. We know in case of a function of real variable f x, when x is real, the integral a to b f x dx, we call it as a definite integral of the function f x, and it represents the area bounded by the curve between the two ordinate x equal to a, x equal to b, y is equal to f x and x axis. And when we define it, we assume the function f x to be a continuous function, then we have the f x is continuous. Then this integral is basically is nothing but the limit of the sum, limit as n tends to infinity, sigma f of say x I I delta x I is 1 to n, and means partition this interval into the points x 1, x 2, x n, and then in between these points find out the number x I 1, x I 2, x I n, consider the functional value at these points, and then multiply by the length delta x I, take the summation I 1 to n as n tends to infinity. Now, this limit, if it is independent of the partition a b and exists, then this limit we denote by the integral a to b f x dx and will represent the definite integral. Now, without the limit a to b, we get the indefinite integral like this. We want to extend this idea to the function of a complex variable. So, here today we want to integrate, we want to integrate the complex function f z, that is complex function f z be a complex function, f z be a function it's complex defined over, and we wanted to integrate this along the curve C, where the C lies in the plane z plane. This is about z plane. We wanted to integrate this function f along the path C, which lies in the complex plane. So, to extend this idea, before we need the definition of the curve in the complex plane. So, let us see first how to define the curves in the complex plane. For this, let us suppose x t and y t and y t be two continuous functions of the real variable t, of a real variable t, where the t varies over the interval a to b. If z of t suppose x t plus I times y t, where the t varies over the interval a to b, then this point z t will describe or will represent a point on the curve and will trace a curve. Then the point z t, then the point z or z t will trace the curve as t varies from a to b. So, with the initial point as z a, with initial point Z A and terminal point Z B and Z B. So, the equation of the curve can be written in the parametric form. So, equation to the curve C, equation to curve C in the parametric form is written as ZT equal to xt plus I by t, and t is varying from A to B. Now, when we say the curve, this is our curve, here is the interval A B, t is varying over this interval. So, corresponding to A, we have a point here say Z of A, corresponding to B, we have a point say Z of B. So, as the t varies, the point on the curve varies, trace. So, it will trace a curve. Okay. Now, this curve depends on the direction, because it can go in this way or maybe opposite direction. So, what we consider one of the direction as a positive direction. So, we take the direction of the curve, C is taken as a positive direction. As t increases, is taken as the positive direction. And opposite to it will be the negative direction. Okay. Now, when the curve traces here the point, if the terminal point and initial point coincide, then the curve is said to be a closed curve. So, a curve Z t, which is x t plus I by t, is said to be closed if the initial point and the terminal point coincides, and a curve is said to be simple, if it does not cross or intersect or cross or intersect, does not cross or intersects at a does not except at the point A and B. Means in between A B, if the curve is tracing t changing from A to B, then the curve should not cross two steps, it should not go like this for t lying between A B, but at the point t equal to A and at the point t of B, because if these two are equal, then the curve becomes closed. It is simple closed curve. In that case, we will say simple closed curve. So, that is the meaning of this is that if t1 and t2 are the two different points in the interval a b, then zt1 and zt2 will give the different point on the curve where t1 differs from t2. That is the okay. Now, we call a curve to be a smooth curve, continuous, dependent. So, if zt say note, if zt is a continuous function, if zt which is xt plus I by t, if this is a continuous function of t, then its real and imaginary part, then xt and by t x and y will also be continuous function of t, and vice versa. If x and y are continuous, then the corresponding z t point will also be continuous function of them. A curve is said to be a piecewise continuous, or a function z t, this is the second point, z t, the curve z is a piecewise continuous function or is a piecewise continuous if it consists of finite number of continuous curve, if it consists of finite number of continuous arcs over the interval a b. That is, a curve is said to be continuous. A curve z t represented by x t plus I by t, t ranges from a to b, is said to be a piecewise continuous curve if it consists of a finite number of continuous arcs over interval. If suppose a curve is such which is not continuous throughout the interval a b. Suppose a curve is like this, maybe like something like this, then there is a point of discontinuity here, point of discontinuity here. So, over the entire interval at a stage, the function is not a continuous function of t, but if I subdivide these intervals a b into a 1, a 1 b 1 and then b 1 b, then in each sub intervals the function, the curve is a continuous curve. So, as a curve as a whole from a to b will be considered as a piecewise continuous curve. Okay. That is the. Similarly, if the function is differentiable, its x and y both will be a differentiable function like this. Okay. Then third definition regarding the curve z, the curve z t is such that the derivative exists dz over dt exists for each t and is continuous in the interval a b, then we say the curve z equal to z t is a continuously differentiable curve over the interval a b. Continuously differentiable curve over the interval a b. Another definition which is a curve is said to be a curve z equal to z t is said to be smooth if z t is continuously differentiable curve and the derivative of this function z t is not equal to 0 for all t lying between a b. That is, if the curve is such, this curve is such which is continuously differentiable curve. It means at each point the curve is, for each point t naught, t 1, t 2, t n, the curve z equal to z t has a continuous possesses a continuous derivative at each point, and also the derivative is not equal to 0. So, in that case at each point we are having a tangent, and that tangent keeps on changing its direction. So, we have a turning tangent at each point from A to B. So, such a curve is said to be a smooth curve when we have a turning tangent at each point on the curve, that is a curve. Now, if z equal to a closed contour, we mean if z t equal to, if z a equal to z b, then the curve is said to be a closed contour. Then curve is said to be closed, or we say closed contour. Okay. Now, we are interested in now the line integral of the function f z h. Okay. So, before that let us see one example where the curve, say I just find parametric representation of simple smooth curve, whose trace is the ellipse. Its trace is the ellipse 9x square plus y square is equal to 9. So, suppose we wanted to find the parametric representation of this curve, a smooth curve, whose equation is given in the Cartesian form. So, obviously, if we look this curve, we can rewrite this curve in the form x square plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. So, if we take x t equal to cos t, by t equal to 3 sin t, then it satisfies this equation, and since it is a closed curve, simple closed ellipse. So, if I take the t varying from 0 to 2 pi, that is we have this curve, this is our x axis, here is y axis. So, curve is moving in this direction, positive direction. What we are doing, we are taking a point, any point on this curve as cos t and 3 sin t, then this point satisfies this equation, and since it varies from O to O dash and then back here. So, the t will vary from 0 to 2 pi. So, the direction of the curve is retained. Okay. So, this will be the parametric representation of the curve. Okay. Now, this one is enough for going further as a line integral of this. Okay. Now, we take the line integral. Line integral of a function in a complex plane, in the complex plane. Let us suppose C be a smooth, let C be a smooth curve C be a smooth curve in the complex plane C, in complex plane C, okay, and let f z be a continuous function defined at each point of C, at each point of C. So, this is our C, smooth curve C, here this interval a b, the equation the parametric equation of the curve C is x t plus I by t. So, partition this interval, let the parametric of the curve, let equation of the curve C is z t x t plus I by t, where the t varies from a to b. Okay. Partition the interval a b. The interval a b as follows: a is t naught less than t 1 less than t 2 less than t n, which is b. Okay. Now, once you partition this interval into subinterval by choosing the point t naught, t 1, t 2 and t n, then corresponding to this t naught, t 1 we get a point on the curve. Okay. These are the point on the curve. So, suppose we have a point here t n minus 1, here is the point. So, any point say t I minus 1 and here is the t I, the corresponding point will be somewhere here. Okay. Now, in between these 2 points, say the point, so corresponding to this partition, we have the points z naught, z 1, z 2 and z n on the curve C, on the curve C. Okay. Where the z I means the value of the z at a point t z. So, now in between this point, in between these points, choose, in between this point, let us choose the, picked up the zeta 1, zeta 2, zeta m, a point, choose x I 1, x I 2, x I n, choose points on the curve. That is, zeta 1 lies between z naught to z 1, z naught to z 1. That is, this is not fair lighting because they are complex. So, where the zeta I lies in between z I minus 1 and z I. So, here is z I minus 1, this is our z I and here I am taking zeta I. Similarly, here is z naught, this is z 1, here is somewhere we are taking zeta 1, a point on this. Now, construct this sum. Construct this, the value of the function at the point zeta I multiply by the delta z I. Delta z I b means this is the z I minus 1 z I. So, delta z I will be equal to z I minus z I minus 1. This is our delta z I. Okay. And then take the summation when I varies from 1 to z I minus 1. So, I will vary from 1 to n. Let this denote by S n. Now, once you have this partition, you are getting this sum. Now, change the partition, you take another sum and so on. Now, once you keep on increasing the points in between A B partitioning point, then correspondingly these point on the curves are very closed, and take the limit when n tends to sufficiently large or when the mode of delta z I goes to 0. In that case, all the points are almost close to it. So, now take this limit, limit of this sigma I equal to 1 to n f of x I delta x I when the maximum of mode delta I goes to 0. When this limit maximum of this part tends to 0. So, if this limit exists, okay, when maximum delta equals means the points are basically very close to each other, and if this limit exists and independent of the partition of interval a b, then we denote this limit by, by integral f of z dz along the curve C, and is known as line integral of the function f z along the path C, along the path or along the curve C in the complex plane. Okay. So, that is what is shown. Now, if C is closed, if the curve C is closed curve, then we denote this thing as, integral along the path C under circle f z dz. That is, this shows the integration is taking along the path C, which is a closed curve. Okay. So, this is now whether this function, this integral will exist, under what condition this integral will exist. So, let us see the existence of this complex integral, because what we have assumed is, if the function, if C be a smooth curve and f be a continuous function, is it not? And then we are saying that if this limit exists and independent of path, then we say the integral is a line integral. But basically our claim is that under this restriction the integral will definitely exist. So, let us see existence of the line integral along the path C. Okay. So, we assume for f z to be continuous function and C be smooth, for f z a continuous function, not to let for f z a continuous function and C be a smooth curve, or maybe a piecewise smooth curve, we claim that the integral f z dz along the curve C will exist. Why? Let us see that. Okay. So, let us see why it is so. Let us suppose f z is u plus I v. Well, basically u is u function of x y, v is also a function of x y. Okay. And let us take zeta m or x, we have chosen the point, what point we have taken? We have taken the point g x I, is it not? So, let us take the point x I as the point, say psi I plus phi I times of, or let us take, because this I should not be confused. So, let us take the psi m x I m I m, okay, and delta z m, let us take delta x m plus I times delta y m. In fact, this will be the z difference and we get it. Okay. So, let us set this point value. Now, construct this sum. Consider the sum sigma f of x I m into delta z m. M is 1 to n. So, this will be equal to sigma m is 1 to n, f of x I m is Laplace j. So, u and v, u, x and by, x is this, by is, so it will be a function, it will be function of xi m and phi m both, is it not? So, this will be equal to u plus I v, and then we can write this thing as delta x m plus I times delta y m, where u is basically a function or depends on this value psi m phi m, and v also depends on psi m phi m. Just substitute value. Okay. Now, separate out the real imaginary part. So, when you separate out the real imaginary part, we get sigma u delta x m minus sigma v delta y m plus I times of v sigma u delta y m plus sigma v delta x m, and the limit varies from this. Now, take the limit when maximum of mod delta z m tends to 0, that is delta x m will go to 0, delta y m will go to 0. Okay? Maximum of this thing will, maximum of delta x n z n, sorry. So, this will go to 0, this will go to 0, delta n. Now, I m is 1 to n. So, that is the same, that is the n tends to infinity. Now, u f is giving to be a continuous function, we have assumed f to be continuous. So, u and v both are continuous function. So, u is continuous function, this u delta x m when m is 1 to n and n tends to infinity or maximum of delta x m goes to 0, this basically is equivalent to the Riemann integral, definite integral as a sum of limit of the sum. So, it will give the integral a to b u, this will give the integral a to b u d. Instead of this we can say integral not a, we can write a u dx without this limit, then I will see. And this integral is taken over all the curve C. So, let us see. This is integral v dy along the path C, and then I times this will be integral u dy along C plus integral v dy along C. Okay? Because of the function of single real variables, we know that this can be this limit will exist and give the integral of u dx, integral of v dy, integral and so on so forth. So, if function f is analytic is continuous and this is a smooth curve, then we have this limit exist and we get this value, and that so completes, that shows the existence of the line integral. Therefore, integral f z dz along the path C will exist. Clear? That is what. Now, there are certain properties which this line integral enjoy, as we have in case of a real variable case, and that like a definite integral we have sum of the two definite integral is that sum of their integral, the constant times of one function integral of this is constant times the integral of the f dx and like this. So, similarly, there are few properties which is the basic properties of line integral, and the first property is that there are two functions, say f and g, f t, f z plus g z, then this integral, or even if we multiply by constant dz is the line integral of this function f z dz plus line integral of gz dz along the path C. Second, a constant times of f z dz is the same as k times in line integral of the function f z dz along the path C. Okay. Then also this is interesting one. Suppose we have a curve C and the integral of this function f z d z is there. If I break up this curve into two parts C 1 and C 2 retaining the same direction, then this integral will be the same as integral C 1 f z d z plus integral C 2 f z d z. Okay? Where C 1 and C 2 are the partition of the curve C and so on. Now, okay, let us see an example where is line integral. How to compute this line integral? The question is now how to find out the limit. So, how to compute line integral? Because we know the definition, by definition is line integral is nothing but the limit of this sum, is it not? That is the line integral. You take the partition of this, take the limit of this, and when limit exists, we say the line integral will exist. But this is the basic by basic definition of a line integral, but every line integral you cannot write it, you cannot do every times this of calculation partitioning it. So, how to compute it? The physical. There is one result which is very interesting and will give directly the clue how to calculate the line integral. The result is this. Let C be a piecewise smooth path represented by the curve by the equation z equal to zt, where t varies from A to B. Let f z be a continuous function on the curve C. Then the result says the line integral f z d z along the path C is nothing but a definite integral A to B f of z t into d z by d t into d t. So, this is very good result, because directly the line integral has been transferred to a definite integral, and we are accustomed of solving such a definite integral, is it not? That's so. Let us see first how to apply it first. In order to bring it to line from line integral to the definite integral of t, what we have to do? We must know the parametric equation of the curve C. Once we know the parametric equation of the curve, then calculate the dz by dt, which is very simple, and then find out the value of the function at each point on the curve, that is f of zt, and thus substitute the limit so that the entire path is covered, that is t varies from A to B. So, once it is there, then you can cover entire path and get it. So, in order to, what are the steps is taken? Steps to be followed. Number one step is that write the parametric equation to the curve C. Write the parametric equation of the curve C in the form z t equal to x t plus y I by t, where the t varies from A to B. Then second one is, once you get this, substitute it, calculate the dz by dt and the value of the function at a point z, arbitrary point z t. and then use the formula. Use formula 1 to solve the integral. Okay. And integration of limits should be adjusted. Okay. So, let us see why. The proof of this is very simple. How does it follow? The proof is like this. We have seen the integral f z dz along the path C is nothing but what? This was the integral, remember, u dx minus v dy along the path C plus I times integral u dy plus v dx. Just previous, when we have shown the existence of this line integral, we have come across about this. So, this is the left hand side, and the right hand side will also give the same value. What is the right hand side? Right hand side is integral a to b u plus I v, f z is u plus I v, dz means dx by dt plus I times dy by dt and then dt, is it not? So, basically t get cancel, and when you open it, this comes out to be the same as left hand side. So, this way we can easily get. Okay. Let us take an examples now based on this. Okay. So, suppose I take evaluate this line integral, evaluate the line integral real part of z square dz along the path C, where C is the curve, is the smooth curve, is the curve join from, is the curve as shown, curve in between in between 0 to 2 plus 4i as shown below. As shown below. The first is C is the line segment, C is the line segment joining the point, Z equal to 0 to Z equal to 2 plus 4i. Second path says the C is the curve, C is the curve which is union of C1 and C2, where C1 as shown in the figure, or C1 x axis from C1 is the path along x axis from 0 to 2, while the C2 is the path, is a vertical path from Z equal to 2 to Z equal to 2 plus 4i along y axis. Okay. Then third is the C is a parabola, y is equal to x square joining the points z equal to 0 and z equal to 2 plus 4i. So, we have seen these three cases. This is the first case, z equal to 0 is this point, here is z 2 plus 4i, this is the, so this is the first path, this is first path. Here this is x axis, this is y axis, x axis, y axis. Second path says C is the curve which is the union of C1 and C2 joining path along x axis from 0 to 2. So, 0 to 2 this is C1 and then 2 to 2 plus 4i in a vertical direction is here. So, this is C2. So, C1 union C2 gives the C, and third path is this, y is equal to x square. So, it is a that is a y equal to x square is a parabola square. Okay. So, this will be our parabola y equal to x square from 0 0 to 2 plus, this is the point here 2 plus 4i. Okay. So, these are the three paths which we are choosing. We want the value of this line in integral along these three various paths. So, let us the case 1, this is case 2, this is case 3. Let us evaluate this integral along various. So, first path. So, along 1, the line integral C is given by this. So, what is the parametric equation of the curve? The parametric equation to the curve C is ZT will be what? This is the point, is it not, joining 0 0 and 2 4 straight line. So, basically the equation of this straight line becomes y equal to 2x, is it not. So, if I take x to be t, then y becomes 2t. So, if I take x to be t, then y becomes 2t like, and t must vary such that this entire thing is covered. So, if I take t, x varies from 0 to 2 and t I am taking x to be t. So, t must vary from 0 to 2. Did you get me? Means here what I did, I have calculated the segment joining these two points. Line segment equation to line segment is y minus y dash, y minus y 0 equal to y double dash minus y 0 over x double dash minus x 0, x minus 0. So, that becomes y equal to 2x, means each point on this curve satisfy this condition. So, if I take x to be a arbitrary thing t, then the y will have 2t, but x the t must vary in such a way, so that the entire path is covered. So, if I take t equal to 0 here and t equal to 2 here, then t varies from 0, so it will cover from here to here in a linear way. So, this is the parametric equation of the curve. Once you get the parametric equation, then you just calculate it. What is our integral? Integral was integral C real part of z square dz. So, first you function you calculate. What is our function? Here f of z is the real part of z square. Z square means x square, x plus I y whole square. So, this will be equal to x square minus y square plus 2y times x y. So, real part of this means x square minus y square. Now, compute this value at the point of the curve. So, this value when you take this function, what is the, so integral, the curve is x square minus y square, and the x is what? X is t, y is 2t. So, we get from here is the value of this at z t is nothing but t square minus 4t square, is it not? Because that, so z t becomes and z t is z t is t plus I times 2t. So, dz by dt becomes 1 plus 2I dt, 2I, that is all. So, substitute this. So, integral real part of this means t square minus 3. So, minus 3 t square and then dz by dt. So, this is equal to integral real part of z square dz by dt and dt, and t varies from this. So, dz by dt is 1 plus 2I and t, and what should be the limit for t? T varies from 0 to 2. So, we get t is 0 to 2 and that will be the line. Okay. So, if we compute these values, the value will come out to be what? That we calculate is whatever the value is coming, say minus 1 plus 2y minus t square. So, when you compute it, so t cube by 3, that is minus t cube, and then minus 6I t cube by 3, is it not? And then take the limit 0 to 2. So, finally, you are getting to be minus 8 1 plus 2I, minus 8 1 plus 2I. This will be. Now, along the path, along path 2, the path 2 is that first path is C1, then C2. So, along C1, the parametric equation of the curve ZT y coordinate is 0. So, x coordinate only. So, it will be the x t only, y 0, I times 0. So, what is x t here? That x becomes t. So, here is t and y becomes here along this path x t is t, where t varies from 0, because from here to here, to 0 to 2, and y, because y is 0. So, y is always 0 along this. So, this will be 0 part, and here we get t lying between 0 to t. Okay. Hence, integral of this real part of z square dz along path C is real part z square is x square minus y square. So, x square minus y square dz by dt and t varies from 0 to 2. Substitute the value x and y, x is t. So, 0 to 2, x is t. So, t square, and then dz by dt becomes 1. So, it t, and that value will come out to be t cube by 3 and then 0 to 2. So, it is the 8 by 3. Okay. Then third part, along third, the path along the C1, along C2, along this is along C1, then along C2, compute the calculate, the path C2 is C2 Z2 is, if I take C2, the x coordinate is always 2, y is changing. So, it cannot be written 2 plus I t, where the t varies from 0 to 4. Okay. Then you compute this, and similarly we get for the other. So, let us stop here. Next time we will continue from here. Thank you.